My tito had sex with my sister.
The Wonderful Beautiful Podcast.
The outfit is significantly witchier today because today we will be breaking some generational curses. Well, not breaking, but when you do shed light on some stuff, you kind of like make a little crack, make a little on the curse, on the generational trauma. I know this is a little different compared to usual talking about like men, but I think we also need to acknowledge that a lot of the times toxic households come from patriarchal ones. Patriarchal societies produce some very traumatized girlies like you guys, also like me. As usual, I just want to say that if you want to send me some of your stories so I can read them and then we can dissect them together and then we can have like this form, this little trauma bond. No, I'm just kidding, not a trauma. The forms will always be open. You can check them out on my Instagram highlights. I have glanced over these. I have not read any of them, but I've glanced over them and they are long. You guys are like going through it. If you don't really have any family trauma, then good for you, I guess. Must be nice. It's still nice to have like a little bit more knowledge. I think having a healthy relationship with your family is such a privilege. Like, wow. First entry. As children, every time my siblings and I would quarrel. Quarrel? Is it quarrel? Quarrel. Quarrel, like quack. My dad would command to form a circle and slap each other on the cheek. Sorry, what? That's a cult. What culture is this? Is this Filipino? Because I wouldn't be surprised. But also, that's the first time I've ever heard of that. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just, it sounds so stupid. Like a slapping relay. He'd shout harder, or reverse. What do you mean reverse? Like it should be like this? Oh, so that it's like the circle goes reverse. Okay, I get it. Laughing my ass off. And other stuff like, oh, gusto nyo pala mag-away. Edi sige, magsampalan kayo. It's giving Filipino families that like when people fight and then they bring out a knife and they literally go, gusto mo mag-away? Edi magpatayan kayo! Ano ba nabigla?
Whoa! Oh! Magpatayan na lang kaya kayo.
In English, that means if you guys want to fight, then you might as well kill each other. Murder each other! A few sentiments about this, but I'll continue on with the story. He would demand us to hit each other harder, and if we didn't, he would be the one to hit us. I remember us crying and pleading, sorry daddy, we promised to never do it again. Literally begging, crying, and he would just let us go on. We'd attend school the next day with super red cheeks. My siblings and I would look back at this memory and think, wow, he let us hit each other so he can say he didn't physically abuse us. I think the guilt of hurting one another on us. Actually, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I think we weren't even fighting like a serious fight. Just kids being bitchy kids sometimes, you know? He's out of our life now, but now my mom keeps saying she doesn't remember any of this and all the other things he did to us happening. I love my mom and she's also a victim of her husband's behavior, but she's part of the problem. First thing to unpack. That is totally true. That is just yet another form of abuse. It's just that he gets to like wash his hands in a way so that he doesn't have to get his hands dirty and be the one to quote unquote abuse you, but at the same time he's still gonna abuse you, but he's the one who's perpetuating the abuse and forcing you guys to be in a circle of abuse like it's a freaking cult. That deadass sounds like a cult. I'm pretty sure I've listened to a Rotten Mango podcast of like something similar to that. See, to me that's just lazy parenting. I don't care what you say. Touching your child physically like with the intent to hurt them is just lazy parenting to me. You don't know how to regulate your own emotions. You don't know how to deal with kids. You don't know how, you have zero communication skills. You're just lazy and you're just gonna act on a whim and power trip because you know that you have more power. You have significantly more power than a child ever will. A child does not know how to fend for themselves. At my age, I don't even have a developed frontal lobe, so let alone a child. Like, you are putting people who are so vulnerable and so susceptible to abuse. They are so below you, and I don't mean that in an insult, but it's me trying to acknowledge the power dynamics between a parent and a child, and a literal child is going to see you as like their idol. You're the authority figure. Like, you're the person that they respect. They think you know everything, and maybe that's wrong. Kids don't know how to not put their parents on a pedestal, but you had kids, and you are just too stupid to to handle their bullshit. And they're just kids. Like, genuinely, you are just too stupid to know any better. No, I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right to say somebody was too stupid to not abuse someone. I think people are very well aware when they're being abusive and they just choose to ignore it. I hate the whole excuse that, oh, there's no perfect parent. I know that. But you can't say there's no perfect parent after you literally abuse your child. You know, I have a proposal. If anybody of authority is listening to this, I think there should be a license for you to be a parent. I think you need to attend a bunch of seminars and a bunch of courses before you can actually become a parent, because there are too many stupid parents in the world. And one of that is your dad and also your mom, because, you know, she's a victim, but she's also an enabler and she's also a victim of abuse. But there will always be resentment towards the two. I don't know where I heard this from. I know I heard it from somewhere. It's a complex relationship in which the mother or any figure at that point, there will always be resentment towards the person who enabled it, who had, I guess, somewhat power but enabled things to happen. Next, every Sunday my family goes to church, and after mass there are these like religious things people gotta line up for to pray or something like that. I was maybe in kindergarten or first grade, so I was really freaking young. I hated getting my hair tied by my older sister because she really likes to pull at my hair, like yank. And when she ties it in a ponytail, I still don't know how to tie my hair. And so when we were in line for that religious statue, I was forced to get my hair tied from my sister because my hair got messy, I guess. And since I freaking hate getting my hair tied, I was being a difficult child. Anyways, my sister isn't the most patient person, so she got pissed at me being a difficult kid. She was 10 plus years older than me, and I was approximately 5 or 6 at the time. My dad got pissed at me too for some reason, so after I got my hair tied into a ponytail, mother effer yanked it like onti na lang full on sa bunot na. So my hair was a freaking mess, like way messier than it was before I got it tied. And mind you, we were in line in a church. Why do parents normalize hurting their kids? They love to do that. Like, imagine if your child was treated the same way you treated them. Like, if a significant other also did that to her, like, you would not be okay with it. I don't know if you are visioning what I'm trying to, the picture that I'm trying to illustrate to you, but I hope you understand. But whatever. Anyways, he never apologized, and I doubt he even remembers doing that. But I remember it vividly. Anyways, thank you for listening. Bye. Again, this is also similar to the last story. Well, not similar, but like just the idea of, I don't remember that happening. Thing is, just because you don't remember something happened doesn't mean it didn't happen. And for you, of course, you don't remember it because it's just a random day for you. Sorry, I think I'm stealing this literal line from some kind of meme. But to you, it was just a random day. To the child, it's a trauma that they're gonna be holding for life. For life. I really don't want a boomer in my comments, but maybe I'll get a boomer in my comments being stupid, but whatever. You're dumb. And it doesn't just even apply for families. I think they do that all the time, where it was just like, that never happened. I don't remember that at all. Even sometimes they do remember it, but they just, it happened. It's gaslighting. It's gaslighting. Because instead of saying that you don't remember it, I didn't know that this happened, you can just be like, I'm sorry that this happened. You don't have to get defensive about it. Why can't you just be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, I don't remember. God forbid, just take accountability. It's so easy. Child can heal so much easier if you just said sorry and took accountability for your freaking actions. No, a lot of people just defend themselves and then call their kids ungrateful. God forbid a child has emotions and remembers trauma. God. I'm gonna go to the next story. Bye. My brother has the worst anger management issues. Like, no one can tell me otherwise. This may sound so contradicting. He's very family oriented. They're his priority because he's like the father figure in our family, but he gets mad at everything as in. I kind of have this love-hate relationship with him, but he messed up my mental health as fuck. And he drove me depressed before. Ang lala talaga, sis. There was this one time he got mad because my sister and I forgot to cover the food on the table. Wala namang nangyari. Hindi naman nilanggam or anything, pero walang takip. I think it was just spam. And he went crazy. He kicked our wooden chair, which accidentally hit my foot's pinky finger. Sobrang aray talaga. I was on my knees. But he showed no remorse and continued to shout at us while I was on my knees. Now you got a glimpse of him. This is just the tip of the iceberg, TBH. I also graduated recently, and I don't even know if I should be thanking thanking him because he financially supported my studies considering the mental damage and trauma I gained. Lols. Okay. Thing is, I don't know anything about your family dynamics at all. Like, genuinely, I hope you don't go like, this bitch on the internet said you suck, so you probably suck. Although I think I'm right. I think it's like this panganay. What's English of that? Like oldest child syndrome, eldest daughter, eldest son. I don't know, but they have like this I think it's also a trauma response, which I am not excusing. I'm not excusing his behavior because again, people who have no emotional regulation need to work on that. I don't care what your trauma is. I don't care how bad you had it. If you have no way to regulate yourself, if your first instinct is to be violent and throw shit around, you're just as bad as the people who traumatized you. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. You need to suck it the fuck. I get it, okay? He's the one who's financially supporting you. He's been there. He's basically like a father to you. I don't know what your parents are like or whatever, but you don't deserve that because, come on, it sucks to live with someone like that. It sucks to be walking around eggshells in your own home. It really sucks. I feel like you can't make a single mistake because someone's gonna get mad at you and be violent towards you. I think the issue is they're lashing out on you. They're projecting whatever frustrations they have on you and the people around you because he knows he's made all these sacrifices and is doing all this shit for you and your family. Just like a parent, he's also imposing the whole utang ng loob. In English, that's like debt of will. I did this for you. I sacrificed this for you. And so I can lash out on you when you don't please me. And that is such a toxic way to uphold that value because that value is actually should be so beautiful if it was just executed correctly. But a lot of the times, it's really not. It's really not my story to tell, but I've been carrying this shit for a long time and I don't have any idea if my batchmate, let's call her Shelly because I'm pretty sure she lives along the beach, okay, knows about it. It was our graduation day. The seating arrangement was that the parent/guardian graduate sits behind them, so alternate. Ceremony was so long and last natatawagin yung department namin. I was so bagot na. Matagal matapos and so my eyes wandered around my surroundings. I'm not proud that I'm that type of person who lurks when someone has their phone all bright, but this conversation between Shelly's father and someone caught my attention. I assumed he was Shelly's father kasi from what I read sa convo, he was saying it was his daughter's graduation. So ito yung chismis, bitch. Oh my god! Not us getting somebody else's tea. Okay, it's not her story, but whatever. It's anonymous. Bitch, I'm sigurado the father wasn't talking to Shelly's mom because for some reason, after every conversation, he deletes it, like the whole chat thing. Shelly's father was asking where this woman was, what she was wearing, and when he can see her again. I know a lot happening so fast, but haha, he didn't even catch a glimpse of me reading every bit of his stanky ass cheating. I mean, come on, dude, you're in a public place and your phone is so bright. The fuck? Like, you're not even trying to hide it, huh? He had the nerve to go out and buy a bouquet of flowers for Shelly. Took a picture of it. Sent it to his freaking mistress. I don't know who you are. Marie, surname all typed backwards, F you. I don't know Shelly that well, but she's really nice, but damn, she's got a shitty father. Anyway, I've been carrying this for 2 years now. I guess I just needed to pour it out because I have never told a soul about it. I love you, Angel. Congrats on graduating, by the way. I love you too. Thank you for congratulating me. I just want to say, Shelly knows. I mean, I think most of the time kids know when their parents are cheating. Plus, you saw it. Shelly's probably seen it. They have like their bright ass phone screen. They've probably seen a notification once in their life. You can't hide that shit. Like, it's impossible to hide that. I don't know if the mom knows. Maybe she's in denial. Maybe the whole family is in denial. You don't have to carry it. I'm pretty sure they know. And I'm pretty sure that I don't know how Shelly would react if you even tell her, but like, yeah, they know. They're very well aware. Right? At least I hope they are. I think cheaters will always get caught. And I still manifest till this day that if anybody has ever cheated on me, one day I'll get solid hard proof that they did. Oh no, you just can't keep a secret like that for that long unless you're a complete asshole. But like, one way or another, secret's gonna come out because you know it, and maybe one day you'll be close to Shelly and you'll tell her. I don't think she's gonna resent you for not telling her. But yeah, crazy. Cheating stories are so funny. They're not funny, obviously they suck, but usually kids just like catch their parents on their phone or like sees them going home from work. Like, people will witness it. Like, no matter what you do, you're literally embarrassing your kids at that point. Like, even her friend, even her batchmate who's sitting right next to her knows that their father is cheating. that's embarrassing. Like, you have just brought total shame to your kids, to your whole family. First burn. Next, I have an emotionally abusive father who always throws insults sa akin, my mom and my brother, up to the point na me, my mom, brother, and me will eat extra early just so we don't need to eat with him once he's home from work. Okay, sounds like every father I know. This happens so freaking often. Like, I feel like, I don't know if all my friends just have daddy issues. Here's the thing, I have a little story to tell. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm just claiming this way too hard, but when my friends tell me a story about like their fathers acting up, or like their father did something to them, and I'm there, like some old man does one of my friends wrong and they tell me a story about it, and then I get mad about it. I'm like, that person's gonna get their karma. I just know it. They're gonna get their karma. It happens. I literally go, bruh, they're gonna get their karma soon. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. And then it does. Like, one time, I posted it on Instagram, like the screenshots. Like, one of my friends, their dad's got like this stomach thing, and they had to go to the hospital. And then one of their dads had to like use a cane because they had like a gout or something. And then this other one, like their dad's teeth fell out. And this other one wasn't a dad, but it was like an old professor. And then the professor's gone. It was like one of those professors that nobody could get rid of. Like, no matter how many times the people tried to get rid of him, tried to fire him, but he was like one of those old skanks that you can't get rid of because he's like so deep into like the university or something, or like he's like so deep into the school and everybody's sucking his dick. He's like one of the top professors or whatever, and then he's gone. I don't know, am I just like powerful? And like, we have this inside joke between friends where it's like, next time I'm gonna tell Angel anytime somebody does me wrong so that they can get their karma. And the thing is, I don't do anything. Like, I'm not like sitting there like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna make a concoction or a spell so that this person can get karma. Like, that's not what I do, but it just happens. I literally just say like, they're gonna get their karma soon, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. It happens. So whatever stories I read, don't be surprised if something happens. Again, it's not something I wish to happen, it's just something I know will happen, and maybe that's why it manifests. Anyways, he tends to pour his stress onto us as if siya lang yung nahihirapan. He got mad at me for wanting to take set exams sa mga gusto ko na universities. My mom would always cry and rant to me how tired she is sa ugali ng dad ko. My main motivation to be successful is makaalis sa bahay namin. We live with my father's family, with my mom and brother. At such a young age, my brother would force himself to eat foods na kahit ayaw niya na talaga sa takot mapagalitan siya and insultuhin ng father namin. Sorry, I know this isn't your like main point or your main concern, but I just want to talk about it. I don't know, I feel like in most media it's very well represented, like parents who like to starve their kids, parents who like to make sure their kids are a certain weight, or make sure that their kids are like really skinny. I feel like there should be more representation, or I feel like there's underrepresentation of how parents can actually also be abusive when they force their kids. I think that's like something that people tend to ignore, because growing up I always felt like we didn't have money, not because I wasn't able to eat or I wasn't able to go to school or anything like that. I was. It's just that I always felt like we're always at the edge of being broke. The things I hear around the house is always like, what are we gonna eat? Like, your tuition's so expensive. Where am I gonna get your tuition fee money? In Filipino, of course. Or there's no food in the fridge. Where am I gonna get the money? I have so much, like, there's so much things to pay for. It was very confusing, you know? But one of the things that I feel like I picked up significantly is the ultimate guilt of not finishing your food. I think there was also a time where it was like, well, we're gonna sit here forever until you finish your food. I'll be sitting there like, I am so full. Or it's like freaking dinuguan, and I hate dinuguan. I'm so sorry if you love dinuguan. I'm sorry if I'm gonna get my Filipino card revoked. This one time there was an adult who was like, if you're not gonna eat that dinuguan, it's just stay there forever. And I'm like, I didn't eat it, I don't care. I was just like, I'm gonna starve. I'd rather starve because I just don't want to eat it. You know, it's like one of those things where it's basically like force feeding. They don't force you to eat until you're extremely full, until you freaking explode like in Matilda or anything, but they force you to eat in a way that you have to finish what's on the table because we can't even afford food. Like, not that we can't afford food, but like, you can't waste food. Wasting food is horrible. You eat what's on the table. You should be grateful you have food. Yeah, there's like people who are starving, or you're too freaking skinny, you need to bulk up. Well, I don't know, maybe that's just an assumption. I think that they'd tell your brother, but that's probably not what's happening. But I learned that at such a young age to save money for my needs. He didn't do anything big that would be obviously wrong, but he does things that slowly drained us emotionally. Yeah, I get that. Like, that's totally valid, bruh. It doesn't have to be physical abuse for it to be abuse. Like, the fact that your whole family is just living in fear of a grown man's tantrum is so telling. Again, like, somebody who's in a toxic household will never, ever, ever, ever understand what it's like to live and not have a safe space. Feel like you're always walking around eggshells. Like, it's like an amount of anxiety that no one will ever understand until they've really felt it. Like, it's, people think that, oh, nothing really bad is happening. Like, he's not hurting you. He's not doing any of that. Like, but you don't get it. You don't get it. Yeah. Like, isn't it crazy how some, like, children, their first goal in life is to literally earn as much money as possible so they can be free from their family? Because that's the reality for so many people. Imagine, like, feeling so trapped in your own house and feeling so unsafe and anxious in your own house. Your dream is to, it's not because you want to be this or you want to be that, because you want to earn enough money to just leave. That's a thing. Next one. My tito had sex with my sister. Are you related to the tito? Because that's incest. And okay, I was 12 when this happened. I came home early from school that day kasi half day lang pasok namin, and knowing that my sister was alone at home since our parents come home at around 9 or 10 p.m. every day. My sister was 16 that time while my tito was 34. Your headline is wrong, my love. Your headline is wrong. My tito had sex with my sister. No. Your tito essayed your sister. Your sister was 16. Your tito was 34. That's essay. She's not old enough to give consent. That's statutory essay. She's a minor. 34! Okay. When I got home and went in my room, after a couple minutes later, may narinig ako na dalawang tao na umuungol. But back then, I didn't know the word umuungol. So, ang iniisip ko is may weird sounds lang. Katabi ng kwarto ko yung kwarto ng sister ko, and when the sound became louder, I got worried kasi my sister was alone lang naman sa bahay. So, I went to her room. Di nakalak yung pinto niya, and when I opened it, nakita ko sila ng tito ko having sex. Oh! No! What the hell? Go to therapy, bruh. That's traumatizing. I remember my mind started ringing when I saw them, and I was so confused. Bigla ko nilapitan ng tito ko at nilock yung pinto. I will never forget the words that my sister told me. Sabi niya, manood ka lang sa amin pero wag mo sasabihin kila mama at papa. What the fuck? Oh my god, this is perhaps the worst one yet. Oh my god, and your sister's insane. I'm so confused. I don't want to victim blame her because she's literally 16. She was a child. Why would you tell her to watch? Ew! What the hell? So freaking gross. I feel like I got... No, not secondhand trauma. Your trauma is definitely worse. I'm not gonna appropriate that. But like, ew, what the hell? Ew. I'm like too scared to read the rest of that. Oh my god. Oh my freaking god. Okay, I guess. My whole body froze. Nakatayo lang ako dun while they continued doing it. Buong katawan ko biglang humina after all that. Hinimatay ako. Guys, I'm sorry. All my flabbers are gasted right now. Oh my god, you were 12 and they were making you watch? Oh my freaking god, bruh. Go to therapy. Talk to someone, please. Ew, that's literally incest. Ew. Oh my god, this is horrifying. So dark, dude. Hinimatay ako. I woke up na sa hospital na nakasama si mama. After that, my whole family found out that my sister and tito were having a sexual relationship. Sobrang gulo ng buong family namin sa father's side when this was happening. That tito, my dad's brother. Ew, that's literally incest. worst. Oh my god. Make it short, my parents kicked my sister out of the house and she lived with my tito for some time. They got married too. Also, we don't have contact with both of them anymore, and the only reason why we found out they got married was because one of my sister's friends posted their wedding. That's legal? You can get married? They're literally related. Oh my freaking god. I hope you get the healing you deserve. I hope you get therapy, because like, oh my god, my entire body is just going soft right now, because like that genuinely is screwing with my brain. That's so gross. They got married? That's not gonna last. The foundation of it was abuse. When they made you watch, that was the worst part. That's the worst part, because like, ew, 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 ew. Oh my god. That's probably the worst story I've ever heard in my whole entire life. And I literally read stories for a living. Oh god. Okay. 1, you're gonna have some sexual trauma. I don't know if you're sexually active. I don't know how old you are, but like, I highly recommend going to therapy for that, because traumatizing. That's genuinely traumatizing. Oh god. I don't know about the sister too, because the sister's like, that's statutory. That's R word. I don't know. She's still very much a victim, but complicated. Very complicated situation. So I'm still not over it. It's really messed up. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I don't know how to do outros. Outro!